Schmack 'em gob, everybody. It is time for a track by track by Kyle Morgan. Kyle is such a cool name. I hate Ralph. I hate my name, Ralph. I wish my name was Kyle. That's a badass name. I like my name to be Kyle, and I like my last name to be Briggs. Kyle Briggs. Ain't that cool? Kyle Briggs. Well, it's cool to me, man. You know? Me, Ralph. When I hear a dog bark, I turn around like, who's calling me? Or, you know, if somebody's puking, I'm like, did he call my name? His name is Ralph, man. Cheech and Chong. All right. This is what Kyle wants. I did one for him yesterday, I think. And, because I'm recording this a couple days later. But, you know what I'm trying to say. He wants me to put Frank Zappa and the Mothers live at the FILLMORE, which I've never owned, never heard. I'm a very casual Frank Zappa fan. I own Chic Your Booty. I love that one. I have Joe's Garage Part 2 and 3. Overnight Sensation, Apostrophe, Freak Out, and Zoodalores. That's all I own from Frank. And I dig it. I do dig it. And I dig some of this FILLMORE stuff, and some of it, you know, goes over my head, but he wants me to put it against this. Now, this I own. The Ramones, End of the Century. And I do like this album, but I feel like Phil Spector kind of put a vasectomy to them in some of these songs. I hear like that old Ramones in this, but it's kind of, I don't know, wall of sound, is that what he called it? Nah, didn't like it much. I think it would have been better songs without Phil. But here we go. All right. First song, Little House I Used to Live In. You know, the musicianship in this song is out of control. You know, I'm like, damn, man, these guys can play. Versus, do you remember Rock and Roll Radio? I'm giving it to the Ramones. I love Rock and Roll Radio. Have you heard Kiss do that? They do a great version of that. Believe it or not, Gene and Paul singing, you know, back and forth on that tune from the Ramones tribute album that I believe Rob Zombie did. Good stuff. All right, and I already, you know, took notes and, you know, wrote down what one. Next song, The Mud Shark. Not a fan. I was like, Versus I'm Affected. A great example of how this is kind of like a raw. I mean, it could have been better raw, but I still dig it. But I think I'm Affected could have been better, like the sound of the past albums before this. But I'm giving it to I'm Affected. Next song. What Kind of Girl Do You Think We Are? Again, not a fan. It really didn't do much for me. Versus Danny Says, you know what? This song, I'm fine with the production and everything. It's that little mellowness. Love it. Did you know Tom Waits did a cover of Danny Says? And you know, you all know the Ramones did a cover of I Don't Want to Grow Up. Tom Waits does this spin on Danny Says. That's really cool. I really liked it. Shout out to my friend Caesar, who's not watching. He's put in a link under the, when I put up Danny Says on Facebook, he put on a link saying, look, Tom Waits did it too. And I heard it and I was like, man, this is pretty cool, man. All right, next. Dwana Dick, I think that's the name of it. D-W-A-N-A-D-I-K. It's amusing. You know, I didn't find it horrible. Versus Chinese Rock, definitely wins. Love it. Is Dee Dee home? All right, next. Latex Solar Beef. Cool tune. That one I really liked. I was like, yeah, that's a good song. Versus The Return of Jackie and Judy. I'm giving it to that one, though. I like that one more, and Tom Waits did a cover of that one as well. All right, next. Willie the Pimp, Part 1. Man, do the guitars crank on this song. That's some good guitar cranking. Versus Let's Go. It's a cool tune, but I'm giving that one to Frank Zappa. All right. Next. Willie the Pimp, Part 2. This is flat out awesome. I loved it. Great instrumental. Good stuff. Versus Baby I Love You, which is a Ronettes cover, and I really like it. I thought it was really, really good, but I'm still going with Zappa. I think that Willie the Pimp Part 2 is better. All right, next. Do You Like My New Car? This one's pretty much spoken word with some noises thrown in. Versus I Can't Make It on Time. It's okay. Not my favorite, but it still wins. I'm going to give it to that one. All right, next. Happy Together, which is a Turtles cover, or I know the Turtles did it. And it's fun. I was kind of shocked, too. I was like, wow, they're doing this? Versus This Ain't Havana. It's okay, but again, I'm going with Zappa. All right, next. Lonesome Electric Turkey. Groovy instrumental, a little too heavy on the keyboards, but it was okay. Versus Rock and Roll High School, totally wins. That song rules. Rock, 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 Rock and Roll High School. All right, next. Peaches and Regala, love it. I remember this from MTV, early MTV back in the day. There was a video for this. Wacky ass instrumental, and I love it. Versus All the Way. Cool song, but again, what I was saying earlier about Phil Spector's production kind of ruins it. So I'm going to go with Zappa again. All right, last song. Tears Began to Fall. Fun, crazy song. I liked it. Against High Risk Insurance, it's okay, but again, I'm giving it to Zappa. So in the end, Frank Zappa got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Ramones got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 by 2. What do you all think? I don't have the Zappa CD, sorry. Leave your comments in the comments below if you know both those albums. I didn't. I found out the Zappa album today, but I dug it. It was all right, you know, like this album. You know, I dig it, but there was some parts I didn't like. But man, Kyle! What a cool name, dude. I want your name. Want to trade? I bet you don't. Thank you so much for the donation, man. And if you like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel. Please, sir. Please, ma'am. Please. And give this video a like. Hit the little notification bell because I have videos up like every day. And stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a gub. I wish I was a Kyle.